So, um, at the beginning, I have to say that before I started this recording, I was really nervous and I didn't want it to do it, even though I have promised it. But um, I just reminded myself that it is better to do it, and I would regret it if I wouldn't have recorded it today. And to be honest, I have pushed this video, I don't know, at least 4 weeks back or so. And I try to recall as many things um, that happened or just stuff that I have learned. And I will also probably talk about a lot of nonsense to just let it out. And maybe while I'm talking, I think about stuff that also might be important. But the topic that I want to address is um, lust and the habits that I have fallen back into, why I think I fall or have fallen back into these habits a couple of weeks ago, and overall what I'm just thinking about these things that happened or the habits that I had when I fell back into the hole. Yeah, so the thing that I have fallen or that I fell back into a couple weeks ago was watching pornography. I didn't masturbate on it, but I was just watching it. And through falling back into this hole, I have learned a lot of things. I wrote a couple of them down in my journal. I have I have multiple journals. This is, or notebooks. This is specifically for video ideas where I just write down stuff that I could make videos about, and then the context. And after falling back into lust, I have learned that I had the desire to have physical contact with someone, and I also learned that a desire that my younger self had didn't got fulfilled to a point where I was satisfied. And the reason for that, at least that's what I believe, is the relationship that I have with my parents. And most of my life, my dad raised me. And a couple years after I got born, my biological mother and my dad broke up. And then I just went back and forth. 1 week with my mom, 1 week with my dad. At least that's what I think the cycle was. And when I was around 4 or 5 years old, my dad just took me in, and we moved to another city. And my dad is not really someone that is good with words, and someone that just finds it difficult to express his emotions. So a lot of my life I was just surrounded, or am surrounded, with someone that was really rational and really strategic in his thinking, so I adopted his ways in which he thought, operated, and I also wasn't engaging in a lot of physical contact with other people. And I also had moments where I desired to have a romantic relationship with someone that is around my age, but something that helps me to just overcome these situations where I basically romanticize about having a romantic relationship or wishing just for a partner. I just often remind myself of that based on the position that I'm currently in, I wouldn't be able to be the kind of person that I would been. I would also slow the other person down and get slowed down. At least that's what I believe. And yeah, so that's basically the key points. What also happened after that was that I got closer to God. I prayed multiple times out loud, which is something that I am doing for a while. I often talk to Him out loud. So let's say I prayed, I've read my Bible, I brushed my teeth, and now I'm laying in bed ready to sleep. But I just have a topic in my mind that I want to just talk about and cross off, and then I just lay in my bed with my eyes closed and talk out loud to myself. And through this relationship, I was able to not go, but have just a deeper relationship with God and have more trust. Before this relapse, I was most of the time or often in a situation where I just thought that this is all humbug, this is all made up, he doesn't exist, and stuff like that. And now, even though I have moments where I don't feel like he's near, I realize that he is always close, and that this is just part of the process, that I will have moments where I will doubt him, where I will believe that he's not there, but he always will be. In the prayers, I often rebuked old stuff and just negative things, demons, and everything that I was associating with stuff that is negative, I was just rebuking. And I often talked about trying to surrendering to him in these prayers, not only in the ones that I did afterwards, but over the last few weeks, surrendering and my old self was a big topic in my prayers, and something that I was focusing on. Yeah, another reason why I believe that it is important to make this video is because I want to keep this as transparent and honest as possible, because I believe that I owe it to the people that watch this, and in my opinion, losing or falling back into old habits and patterns is as important as winning, and it would be wrong to only show the times when I succeed and cut out all of the stuff that is not how I would like it to be, and stuff that happens, me falling short, because I just think that it is wrong to portray myself as someone that is constantly winning and that is not experiencing any type of shortcomings and that never fails, which isn't the case. And at first I didn't really wanted to do this video because of one key factor, which is my little brother. He is 14 years old, and I sort of got him into this whole self-improvement, become the best version of yourself type of thing, and I just was afraid of appearing weak to him and showing that I also have weaknesses and that I'm not as strong as I try to look from the outside. And I really feared judgment from his side, because he knows that I struggled with lust, pornography, and masturbating for a really long time. And the way I viewed it for a really long time is that since I got him into this whole stuff, I can't allow myself to quit and fail, because this would speak against the very things that I was telling him. You know, I was really trying to really push him into this. I really tried to force him into this, because I realized that he wasn't really happy with this situation, or with the situation that he was in. And since he got back from the vacation with the family in August last year, he had a huge transformation, lost like 15 kilos, and he's killing it at football, and he's also on his like own type of way. So yeah, I don't really know why I mentioned that, but this was or is just connected for on a like emotional level to the things that I have fallen back into. And his presence, or knowing that he's there, just keeps me going, because I know that, okay, he has training multiple times a week, and he does X, Y, and Z. So I also need to like follow through. But to actually get back to the topic, the other habits that I have or that I fell back into was doom scrolling, like just watching nonsense on your phone, listening to music, and watching anime. I was a really big fan of anime, and I was consuming it regularly. I also had a manga collection that, or I owned about 220 mangas, and I sold all of them, at least the vast majority. I have a total of 15 volumes left, and the ones that I got or that I have left are Shy Volume 1 to 10, which I'm probably also are going to sell when things go well, and Undead Unluck Volume 1 to 5. I've learned that this is just something that I need to put aside because I realized that it is time consuming and it does not get me closer to God. And what I learned by watching anime is that I still have a connection to watching anime. I watched Solo Leveling and some One Piece and some other animes, but I mostly watched Solo Leveling Season 2, Episode 1 to 9, and that's when I stopped. And I learned that I really, or I don't have as much, or I don't find as much enjoyment in these things as I used to, but I know that even though I still have some type of passion for these things, they separate me from God and from the things that I want to achieve. So I need to put them aside. And I was someone that listened to a lot of music and basically all the time, always headphones on. I couldn't even go to the supermarket for 5 minutes without putting my headphones on and listening to music. But I have learned that music doesn't only mess with my thoughts, but it also just fills my mind with stuff that I don't want to have in there, and it just clutters it just clutters um, it up, and I struggle with just staying in the present moment and just thinking creative, because you have always some kind of song that is just playing back in your mind. And yeah, so these were basically the core things that I learned from falling back into old habits. And the big change that came with falling back into lust was that my perspective on the relationships that I had changed. For the vast majority of my life, I always looked at relationships as a process of exchange. You give me something and I give you something in return. So I was just really caring about what I can acquire, what purpose I can give you, and what role can you serve in my life that I can benefit from. And I was just looking at humans as tools that I can use to get where I want to, and that they are things that can just give me the things that I just want, which was really unhealthy, not only when I look back at the relationship that I have with my parents. So I still live with my dad, and he found a new partner, and they are together for almost a decade now. She's an amazing woman. She has helped me a lot. She is supporting me a lot, and through falling back into lust, I had the desire to just go, or just to turn my back on how I viewed relationships and really show interest in the actual human on a emotional level. So my overall relationships improved from then on. I started to develop care and interest in who the other person truly is, and what they like, what they don't like, and this really brought more color into my life, especially in the relationship that I have with my mom. So I don't have really contact, I don't have any more contact to my biological mother. I just call her mom, the woman that my dad is with, and my dad obviously dad. And yeah, I started to call her mom multiple times, directly addressing it to her. I call her mom when I address her toward, let's say, in a topic that I want to talk about that involves her with my dad or my siblings. And I was overall just more able to open up and talk about stuff that just was going on inside of me. Yeah, so this was actually a really big win, to really call her mom, and to really bring more life and this change into my life. And yeah, so I think this was the most important stuff that I wanted to address. And yeah, who knows? I'm glad that I was able to keep my promise, and I don't know yet what the future is going to look like with just how things are going right now. But I'm interested. I'm just interested in and curious on how things are gonna go forward. Honestly, I'm also a bit nervous and afraid, because I often had moments where, or I mostly am in a situation where I don't really know where I'm heading, and I'm just trying my best to just trust God. I have a few video ideas in mind that I definitely want to make videos about, and who knows, I hope to hear you, or just, I don't know, I just hope that I can deliver more in terms of videos. And yeah, who knows when I will be back, but I hope to make it, or just to upload as soon as possible.